Okay, good evening, everyone, and we are back with the live session on Excel. And today we are going to talk about charts in Excel, how to create charts and how to create pivot table. Okay, so pivot table and charts we'll be discussing. So pivot table. That will help us in summarizing the data basically. Okay. So whenever you want to summarize any data which is there in an Excel sheet, you can create a pivot table and you can create a summary from that data. Okay. But not audible. Am I audible now? आवाज आ रही है? Am I audible now? Yes. Okay. So I was saying that today we are going to do pivot tables and charts. Pivot table and charts are used whenever you want to summarize any data in we should have data which has some common values. Audible now? Audible now? Am I audible now? आवाज आ रहा है? Okay. So we can summarize the data when we have something in common. So first I will talk about the data. So we have segment, we have country, we have product, we have discount band. So we have 4 columns. Okay. So we have data from column A to M. So that is like we have 13 columns in this data. Okay. And if you talk about rows, so there are 703 rows. So the data is having rows which are 703 and columns which are 13. Now what we will do is we will summarize this data. We will summarize this data. We will summarize this data by creating a pivot table, a summary table. Okay. So now first let us analyze this data. So we have segment, country, product, discount band, unit sold, manufacturing price, sales price, gross sales, discount sales, COGS profit, and date. But there is a problem in the date column. Now, what is the problem in the date column? What is the problem with the date column? So how to convert this number into a, how to convert this number?
Control 1.
Control 1. No, control 1 will not do it. Control 1 is only one way, but there are some more shortcut keys. I will show you by control 1 also. So when you press control, yeah, in the control 1, you can go to number. It is number, but I want to convert to date. So I will have to select date, and then I have to select any format, and I can convert everything into a date. So now it is a date. But there is one more shortcut key. So when you press Control Shift and 3 in the data, Control Shift and 3, it will convert everything into a date with a month. So first we have cleaned this data, we have converted the number into a month. Now we have proper columns: segment, country, product, discount, unit sold, manufacturing price, sale price, gross sales, discount, sales, COGS, profit date. Okay. Now what I want is I want to summarize this data. Okay, I want to create a summary from this data. So how to summarize? So to summarize this data, first so we'll go to insert, and the first option that you see on the left hand side is a pivot table. So you go to pivot and then you select from table or range. We have to select the data from a range. Okay. Now it is taking range B1 to C2, but I don't want to select these two columns. My data is in this range. My data is in this range. So I will select the entire table. Okay. So my data, the sheet name is range. The sheet name is range. So it is showing me that the data which I've selected for pivot table is ranging from A3, cell number A3 to M70. So I had got disconnected. Now I'm coming. I'm sharing my screen again. So invisible.
Yes, sir.
Click on OK. So when I click on OK, you will see a new sheet has been inserted. A new sheet has been inserted, and you see this options. A new sheet has been inserted, and you see this option. Okay, and you see that
Yes, sir.
these are the options. Now, to create a summary, we will drag and drop the fields into the area of the pivot table. Okay, so now these are called as pivot table field. So the black box that you can see here is basically so there are four options. All the columns of our table will appear here. All the columns of the table will appear here, like segment, country, product, discount band, unit sold, manufacturing price, sale price, gross sales, discount sales, COGS. All these are appearing over here. All these fields are appearing on the screen. Now we need to decide what we need to put where. Now that is the decision we have to take when are sales in the value. So when I put a sales in the value, I get a total sales. When I put a sales in the value, I get total sales. Whenever I put sales in the value, I get total sales. Now, if I put profit also in the value, I will get profit also. So along with sales, what I'm getting is profit. I'm getting two things on my pivot table now. One is sales, another one is profit. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
See the segment wise sales. I want to see the segment wise sales. I want to see the segment wise sale. So what I will do is I'll put Can you see the segment wise sales? Okay, so if you can see the segment wise sales and profit, so that means we have got a summary from the data. So this was the data that I was using. This is the data. So this has various segments like government, mid-market. We have 5 segments in this data: government, enterprise, mid-market, small business, and channel partners. We have got 5 segments in the data. Okay, and we want to see the segment wise sales. 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 Okay. I can call it as sales. Okay. So if you put only sales, we will get the total sales, segment wise sales. But now I want to see, country wise and segment wise. And now we can design our pivot table. Okay, we can add some filter also. We can add filter. Suppose I want to see financial year wise sales. So what I can do is I have a column of date. I have a column of date. So from the date, I can put the date into the filter. I can put the date into the filter. So I have a date column. I'm putting it into filter. So when you put the date into filter, okay, so you can filter on any particular date. So when you select here, is my screen visible?